Hi, and welcome to RCSP Florida. Today I'm going to tell you about what I believe to be a serious design flaw with the Sony A7RIII and other Alpha series cameras. You may think this title is just clickbait, but you may not feel that way after you hear this story. It is somewhat embarrassing to tell you this, but I want to warn you what can happen if you do what I did. Shooting Canon for many years, and for the last few years also shooting the Panasonic GH4 and 5 as well, I never had to worry about this. Nikon shooters never had to worry about this and still don't, as well as most of the other major brands of cameras except Sony, Fuji, and Pentax. What do you see in these pictures that is different about all of these cameras? Let me point out the feature I'm talking about. The lens release for Canon and Nikon, as well as most of the other major brands of cameras, is on the opposite side of the grip, like it should be. Sony, Fuji, and Pentax are the only brands that have the lens release right where you grip the camera. I noticed this after I bought the camera and thought it was stupid, but not near as stupid as I see it today. I was out shooting all weekend, and when I finished up on the last shoot, I got back to my car to put the gear away and did what I have always done with Canon and Panasonic. I took the camera out of the Swiss Arca mounting plate on the tripod and loosened the tripod collar on the 100 to 400 millimeter G Master lens to move it up on top for storing in my camera box. The lens all of a sudden fell right off the camera and crashed to the ground, all $2,500 worth of it. It bent the mounting flange, but fortunately it didn't fall on asphalt or concrete, or the entire lens could have been trashed. It fell on a combination of crushed rock that had been packed down to make the parking area and missed the asphalt by about a foot. Wow, that was close. I have never been so bummed out about anything dealing with photography in my life. It made me sick to my stomach, but it is what it is. I felt stupid, but I had done nothing different than what I have done for years with my Canon and Panasonic cameras. According to Sony, they estimate around $479, but that is just the average repair cost for this lens. It could be much more, or if I'm lucky, it could be less. It cost me another $131 to ship it and insure it with UPS. The entire back mounting flange and part of the plastic spacer beneath it will need to be replaced, and there could be more damage that I am unaware of. It still zooms smoothly and nothing rattles inside, thank goodness, but of course I cannot mount it to the camera any longer, so I can't check it any further. Fortunately, all the contacts were untouched. I'm sure it will cost me dearly for this mistake. I just wanted to warn all of my viewers and subscribers that shoot with Alpha cameras that have the lens release right where you grip the camera to be very careful. I admit that I should have been more careful myself, but never dreamed this would happen. I don't know why Sony put the release in that location. If they had put it on the other side like Canon and Nikon, this couldn't have happened. There is always a chance you won't get your lens locked to your camera with any system, but I always check that very carefully when I mount a lens. I make sure it is locked before starting to shoot. I check it every time I mount the camera on the tripod. I did the same this time. I was holding the camera and lens by the grip so I could rotate the tripod collar and must have inadvertently hit the release. I can tell you firsthand what a sinking feeling it is to see your expensive lens crash to the ground. You may ask why I didn't hold on to the lens instead of the camera, but it is very hard to grip the lens and then reposition the lens collar. I have done it that way for many years and had no issues because the lens locking release button on Canon and Panasonic is on the other side. I have beat myself up ever since it happened, but I blame it on Sony for being stupid enough to put the lens release on the same side as the grip and make it so easy to press accidentally, instead of putting it on the opposite side out of the way. I take full responsibility for anything I do, and I take full responsibility for this accident as well, but I believe it was caused by a fatal design in the camera by the manufacturer. Pentax put their release on the same side, but at least made it way more difficult to press the button by surrounding it with part of the lens mount, so you have to work a little harder to push the button. Fuji doesn't have a large grip like the Sony A7RIII that follows your fingers right next to the release button, so it would be harder to push it as well. I don't have large hands, so if you do, it is even more likely this could happen to you. So beware, Sony users, this could easily happen to you. That's why I wanted to fess up to what I had done, so hopefully you won't make the same mistake I did. I will be back to shooting my Canon gear for stills and the GH5 for video until the lens is fixed and returned. That is no big deal because the Canon 7D Mark II and the Canon 100 to 400 millimeter version 2 lens is a great kit, and so is the GH5. I'll report back to you on how well they perform once I get the lens back. So far, they have been very helpful and I have received excellent treatment. They say it will take, on average, 7 to 10 business days to turn it around, which is not great compared to what I have gotten with Canon as a CPS member, but that isn't all that bad, if they really turn it around that fast. The company in Connecticut that does Sony repairs has a link where you can go and check on the progress of your repair. They just received my lens, so I will let you know how it goes once I get it back and see what kind of condition it's in. If it is not as good as new, I will not be very happy. Except for the bent flange, the lens didn't have a mark on it, so I was lucky, I guess, to some degree. It could have been a lot worse. I hope you found this information on what to be aware of when shooting with an Alpha 7 camera useful. I hope this never happens to you. If something like this has happened to you using this camera or any Alpha camera, let me know in the comments. I can't believe I'm the only one this has happened to. I don't think I'm that unlucky. Just so you know, this in no way takes away from how well this camera and lens shoots video and stills. It is an excellent camera, but this is a fatal flaw in the design as far as I am concerned. I hope Sony agrees and changes it on future models. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate that. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified when I post a new video. The A7R III and 100 to 400mm GM lens videos I had planned to make have been put on hold, obviously, until I get the lens back. Sorry about that, but trust me, it hurts me way more than it does you. I will be putting out another video soon on a new wetlands area I visited for the first time this weekend, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.